What's up? It's day 24 of the 30-day challenge. Wow, I can't believe it's day 24. Lots going on this morning. It is nasty raining outside. The temperature right now is like 62 and it's supposed to drop to 40 and rain all day. So that's going to be fun. But where I'm going right now, I got a breakfast meeting with our lead pastor, Jody, and one of our worship leaders, Nakota. We're going to talk about this Sunday. And then me and Jody are going to film a podcast about influence. And so we're probably going to talk about influence today. Like, are you an influential person? What does it take to be an influential person? So lots going on today. Thanks for joining. Time to go get some breakfast. It's time to go eat some Cracker Barrel. If you're not from the South, do they have Cracker Barrel up north? I have no idea, but time to go eat some Cracker Barrel. It's gonna be fun. All right, so sorry for the quick transition. I don't like to film in meetings like that because sometimes we talk about stuff that we don't want other people to hear. Not that it's secretive, but sometimes we open up our hearts a little bit more when we talk about worship and planning a service. And so I think we're going to do a podcast episode next week where we really talk about the process of worship and what frustrates us as a worship team, all that stuff. Anyway, you can probably come here for the church behind the scenes, but that's what today is going to be because I'm about to go into a planning meeting. Instead of just jumping on a podcast with a microphone and just rambling for 30 minutes about a subject, we're going to kind of plan out what we want to say, me and Jody. And so probably in the next couple of shots, you'll see us writing on the board. And we're talking about influence. And probably the best book that I ever read on influence is Dale Carnegie, How to Win Friends and Influence People. And just one tip when it comes to influence is, he said a quote. He said, talk to somebody about themselves and they'll listen for hours. We are consumed with ourselves. I mean, even me talking to a camera so you can see me, we are all consumed with us being important. And so if you want to be influential in somebody's life, talk about what they want to talk about. Show interest in others. That's just one tip. All right, time to go for a planning meeting.
We could talk about people don't care how much you know and really care about them, know how much you care. And then from there go into remembering people's names, valuing people. You know, even Jesus, his willingness to leave the 99, meet the woman at the well, go after Zacchaeus, who was a little short man, you know, how he had that heart of, to build influence by loving people.
So the podcast went great. Me and Jody, we actually talked a little bit longer. We planned on doing 30 minutes, but man, once we got into it, we started really talking about influences of our life and things that really made us influential. And look, I don't say that with pride going, I'm an influential person, but being in ministry and being a pastor, you know, you naturally have influence, and how do you grow that influence? And a lot of leadership books and conferences that I went to. So I feel like we know a little bit about it. And so we talked about what influences us. How did we become a little more influential? And look, we can always grow. There's always growth to happen. One of the things that we came to the conclusion of, which I want to talk about just on a really quick note, is the things that attract me to leaders and people is people who genuinely care about me. I got to spend time in New Mexico with Bob Goff one time. My pastor friend over there, who I've talked about before in the vlog, asked me and my wife to bring Bob Goff back to his hotel, and what should have took 10 minutes took 30 to 40 minutes because Bob stayed and talked to us and made us feel like the most important person in the world. And if you don't know who Bob Goff is watching this, Bob Goff is a best-selling author. He wrote a book called Love Does, has another book, Everybody Always, or something like that. Well, this guy made me feel like $1,000,000. He made me feel like I was the only person in his life that mattered. And I talk about Bob Goff like I talk about Jesus sometimes. I mean, this guy was the real deal. And he valued not my opinion, but he valued my life, and he gave me some good advice on ministry and what to do and crazy things. He told my wife to write for me, he told me to write a resignation letter to my church, give it to my wife, and if my wife ever feels like ministry in the church comes ahead of her or my kids, to turn it in for me. Extreme dude, loved him. So influence in my life means it's not just about knowledge. It's about, do you add value to me by caring for me? So that's what influences mean to me. So whenever I say, are you an influencer? Are you valuing other people? Or are you just looking for another like on Facebook or another friend? Just something to think about. All right, I don't know if I'm gonna add this in the vlog, but something I'm going to do right now, I'm buying some wrestling mats for my kids and I'm gonna surprise them tonight and probably have a little wrestling tournament home. It's gonna be fun. All right, so I just got home. I'm gonna go tell the boys to come look at my truck for those wrestling mats. They're gonna be so excited. They thought they were gonna get some for Christmas. So let's see if we can surprise them.
Oh my God.
Y'all know what that is?
Oh, I know furniture.
Furniture, go ahead, take it out.
This is a heavy deal. What is it? It's a wrestling mat. Yeah! Thank you!
You excited?
Yeah! Go!
So all it took to get my kids to work out was to buy them a wrestling mat. Yes, every dad of boys needs to buy a wrestling mat. All right, that's it for today. On to the next one.